Hey, folks. I believe I'm supposed to be on right now. I think I am. Well, I am, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just looking at my calendar. Yep. And here's a funny thing. We were traveling, and I totally don't know where I put the little black things for my glasses. I think they're in the other room. However, I was just on a coaching call with somebody. I just got to share this because I'm cracking up at myself. That's usually a state I'm in. And so I was looking for the little magnetic things that make my glasses look like they have the black outlines. And I almost by accident put on my sunglasses. Now you'd be like, wait a minute, she's not out in the sun. Has she gone blind? So so one of the things I have to do after I get off my TikTok live and my coaching calls is to find the things. But I would like to think you know who I am. You know who I am without the glasses and the black glasses. Nice to see you all. So here we go. We've got Vicky and we've got Anessa and Amy and Miriam and Teresa and Grandma and Robin. This is me, Romper Bomper Stomper Boo, right? Good morning, Christina Glendale. Nice to see you. I will see you later today. Good morning, Kia and Mosey. And German Maid 95 was asking how Disney was. Disney was delightful. Yeah, we just got back from Epcot. Epcot. Ooh, I just caught a little whiff of the Boston accent coming back. We got back from Epcot last night. It was wicked fun, and we are fingers crossed that we will be down there again next year. So as a heads up, if any of you ever go to Disney as like an annual vacation or something like that, and you ever want to meet up and say hey, we usually go down once a year because my husband's in a band that plays at the American Garden Rocks Pavilion, something like that. So be on the lookout for that type of thing. I will say this though, enough about me, as I like to say. And for those of you who have not met me before, if you're just scrolling on TikTok on a Wednesday, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered, and I do. Yeah, no, they're not there. I do one-on-one coaching via Zoom with paying clients, but I also show up and do occasionally these TikTok lives. The TikTok lives are also recorded and put on YouTube. I will say I had such a struggle with the Wi-Fi down in Disney that it took a while. I did a TikTok live from there. It took me a while to upload it, but now I'm back on the good Wi-Fi, so we got it. Oh, Melanie Live saying, I just adore you. Thank you. I think I'm pretty okay myself. But I am here only for the next like 27 minutes. I had to readjust my schedule because we were traveling. And so I have a client or two or three that I meet right after this. So let's make the most of our time together. Hey, Kara, rock on. So Kara, you guys, Kara is selling some of her mid-century modern collection so that she has a destination of, I want to have more plants in my garden that are, native to where I live. And so in order to buy those, in order to get them, one of the things she's doing is decreasing and selling her stuff. And check out, this is a milestone. She's saying, I listed some hard for me to sell mid-century modern artwork and listing more today. Can we all just give her some encouragement? I mean, that's great. Notice how we all have the thing that it's like, you need to do it. If I want to get here, I know I need to do this, but I'm struggling with it a little bit. Yeah, but you're doing that. So congratulations. Yeah. Oh, Jennifer, nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning, Erin. Oh, I love this. It's so fun. I love meeting new people, kind of like when we were down in Epcot, seeing people I hadn't seen in about a year, some of the fans, some of the people that, base their vacations on us, but also kind of expanding the crew and saying hello to everybody. There you go, Kara. Look at this. Everybody's giving you the, as I always like to say, give yourself a Liz Lemon high five, a little Tina Fey thing, because we all struggle with this. There's stuff that up here we know we should get rid of, but here it feels a little bit different. Being a decluttering life coach, I know all about how the clutter makes you feel. So that's why we hang out in this space a lot. And the wonderful thing is, like, I just got off of a coaching call with a client. And when we do certain processes, before we even get into it, oh, thank you. I say, how does it feel to even having done that? And inevitably, it's like, oh my gosh, it feels so much better. My client who I just got off the call with recently just said, now I feel like I have a roadmap. Now that was a delight for me because it's like you're here, how to get from here to here, you need a roadmap. It makes it so much easier. Okay. LG is saying your consistency helps me declutter at top of mind. You know what the wonderful thing is, LG, is at a certain point the decluttering won't have to be top of mind because it's just something you do a little bit at a time and it's no big deal. Okay. I love it. I love the Liz Lemon high fives. I love it. You know? And Kara, notice when we're giving her, she's doing something that she's struggling with, but she's doing it. She's got the destination. This is what I would love to even think of. So many people say, I'm struggling, like to see Victoria saying struggling here in Ohio. What I want to offer to you, though, is when you have a destination you're excited to get to, you will do things that you normally would, not do if you're not excited to get to where you want to go. She's got this idea of planting these things in her garden. And so it's like, yes, I want to do that. So I ask you, and I just want to share this idea with you if you've never even heard about it. But if you're struggling with your clutter, do you have a destination? Why are you doing it? Are you excited about the after? Do you have some energy in your tank for that? And if not, spend some time defining your destination. What do you want your home to look like? What do you want you to feel like in your home? So look, feel, and then function. Now, feel, to me, is like always the most powerful because it can look good on the outside to other people, but if you don't feel good about it on the inside, it's not going to get that effect. Okay. I love it. Jennifer is saying on the monthly Zoom, I talked about clothes clutter. I've made progress. Yes. Made it through the sweatshirts. Awesome. I was just talking to a client about clothing clutter, and it's a thing many of us struggle with. I mean, it took me a while. Luckily, I'm not like a big Disney, like I don't wear a lot of things with logos on them. I feel like I'm Gen X that way. Like I don't want to, unless I'm being paid to promote somebody's thing, I am very reticent to put any kind of logo on me. But I know the struggle, and especially where we're inundated with all these opportunities to commemorative t-shirt, and here's a sweatshirt, and all this type of stuff. So yay! There we go. I love it. Courtney's saying, have finished the closet where we couldn't walk into to find absolutely nothing. Wow. Yeah. There we go. I love this. Kara is saying, and I just want to share with you, when you declutter, you will feel better, and sometimes, honestly, you will make money. If you sell stuff, Kara just says, I listed and sold 3 things on eBay. I've been afraid. To sell for years. Beth encouraged me, and she's made $500. That is not chump change, okay? So notice how decluttering can benefit you in ways you never even think of. The best way I just think of is that when it looks good and you feel good. The feel good is why we do the declutter. Because the clutter right now is probably not making you feel good, right? So let's make you feel better. Even one of the categories of clutter, clothing clutter that my client was talking about was the clothing, the category of I don't wear it anymore. Like if you just donated the clothes you don't wear anymore, you would have more room for your clothes. Now I know it isn't as easy as that sometimes, but it's not also so much of this I will share with you with 100% truthfulness. It isn't as bad as you think it's going to be. There we go. Jill just says, I got rid of half my closet. Helps that I'm postpartum and nothing fits. Yeah, notice that. I bet we all have clothes that don't fit, that we could get rid of. Now, we struggle with some of it because we spend too much money on it, or that reminds me of that party I went to, or that reminds me of when my bum wasn't so big. But you know what? We all ask ourselves, we all have our certain thoughts and feelings that causes us to hang on to clothing. And being a certified life coach, I just am always thinking, well, what's a thought and a feeling that I can have instead? Maybe I need to create it over here, but a thought and a feeling that makes it easier for me to release them. There we go. Courtney is saying, I had clothes, I like the past tense. I had clothes from 25 years ago, maternity dress. Why? Now, ask yourself why with curiosity, but do not judge yourself. Do not say it's weird and, oh my gosh, I was so dumb and You know? Kia, what's the rule of thumb for getting rid of clothes? I don't know. Thumb? What do you think? My thumb, here, look, I'm going to be silly. My friend Scott, what was it, the Thumbersteins? Here, you know what? My thumb is saying, get rid of it if you don't like it. If you don't like it, if it makes you feel bad, if it's uncomfortable. Here's a rule of thumb. Okay? If it's like, excuse me, imagine yourself putting on that piece of clothing. Just, you don't even have to put it on. But if you know where I have always had a thing about it being itchy, or like the separation of church and state, the separation between like a skirt and a blouse. I hate that. It bugs me. So I like to wear dresses that don't cut me in the middle. I tend to wear shift dresses if I wear dresses at all. I am much more physically comfortable. And when I am more physically comfortable, I am more mentally comfortable. Okay? All right? Me too. So, feeling good, feeling better, physically, emotionally, in your body, and recognizing what makes you feel good also helps you realize what doesn't make you feel good. And I say get rid of the stuff that doesn't make you feel good. That can be a thought. That can be something in your cupboard. It can be a piece of clothing. It can be a person, you know? Pay attention to what makes you feel good. Do more of that. Pay attention to the stuff that doesn't make you feel good. Do less of that. Rejigger it so there's more good and less ungood. Okay? That's really what it's all about. Now, the neat thing is that, yeah, it can be sometimes a struggle to get rid of the people. So let's start with the easy stuff. Suddenly, getting rid of a t-shirt that's all stretched out that you don't wear, or you wear internally. Okay, how's about this? Do you have clothing that you wear only around the house, but you wouldn't wear outside of the house? That outside eyes, you don't want them seeing you like looking like this, but for you, it's fine. Okay? So we all probably have a certain amount of clothing about that, but how do you struggle even with, like, does it look good from the outside but doesn't feel good on the inside? Okay, so you deserve to feel good at all times. Now, that could mean just feeling a little bit better. You don't have to dress up for yourself, but if you're walking around in ratty clothes with a hole and it's kind of stretched out and it's got a stain on it, I can't help but believe and know from experience that doesn't make me feel good mentally, physically, emotionally, slopping around. Now, there's a time and a place for all of it, but take care of yourself. Decluttering, decreasing the amount of clothing that makes you feel kind of dumpy and frumpy and whatever, will increase the amount of clothing that you feel better in. And you deserve to feel better. It's not just about external. It's technically, to me, because I'm a certified life coach, and I know, because I work with one-on-one clients all the time. If you want to be one of my clients, go to my website, destinationdeclutter.com. It's about a lot of it. Much of it is about what's in here. Oh, it doesn't matter what I want. It's all about what it looks good. It doesn't matter what I want. And I say F that. It's all about what you want. And I help you get what you want. I'm kind of like, actually, this is really cool. I will share this with you really quickly. Okay. I don't have children. I don't particularly care for little kids. They can be very cute, but they can be annoying. And having grown up as an oldest, I did my taking care of kids and babysitting long before so I never wanted them. However, I love being an auntie. I'm an auntie to some awesome nieces and nephew. And then this weekend when we were away with the band and the fans, and there are fans that are of an age, like late teens, early 20s, and I felt so nice because they called me a band auntie. And I was saying to them, pay attention to what you want. Ask for what you want. Get in touch with what you want, because that's the first step in getting it. If you don't know what you want, how can anybody give it to you? What do you want for breakfast? I don't know. What do you want for breakfast? I would like waffles. Okay, here you go, waffles. Little Mickey-shaped waffles. Waffles. Do you hear me that? Yeah. Okay. So painting of a duck. Okay, so painting of a duck, saying usually clothing is easy. To you, the clothing may be easy. To you, the furniture and things with more memories are difficult. But I will offer this. No matter what the thing is, if it has a memory, this is a layer of clutter. You have surface clutter. You know, the socks, the underpants, the stuff that's on the surfaces, no big deal. It doesn't affect your nervous system. Then you've got stored clutter, which is probably more of the same. It's either stuff that doesn't affect your nervous system or stuff that does, but it's either behind a door or in a drawer. Stored clutter. Sentimental, things that bring you memories, that make you feel a feeling. They tell you a story, you feel a feeling, you do a thing. It can be a pen, it can be a furniture, it can be a piece of paper, it can be anything that your brain is attached a story to. Now, the wonderful thing is, if you choose to, and this is all up to you, this is not me telling you what to do. I want to remind you that you have choice. You can decide to keep the stuff that tells you the good stories. You can decide to keep the stuff that tells you the crappy stories. It's all up to you. But I just want to show up in your life to remind you, maybe just at 9:15, on what day is today? Wednesday morning, you have a choice. If you choose to keep the stuff, own it, feel good about it. But you can also choose to release the things. You can choose to say, I know, and we were talking about this with my cousins this weekend. I mean, there's a chair that I saw a picture of, and I'm like, that's an okay chair, whatever, doesn't go with my house. Then suddenly my cousin said, oh, great-grandfather Murphy, that was his chair. And I'm like, oh, well, I still don't like it. Luckily, I don't have it. But it's like, notice how this one chair that's like, meh, whatever, suddenly has more gravitas because it was owned by somebody in the family. There's a story attached to it. So you feel different when you attach stories to things. However, you can also detach the stories. You can detach the story, keep the story if it's a good one. If it's a bad story, let's just write over it until you forget it. Okay? And you have a choice to do what you want. I want you to choose the thing that's going to make you feel good. Yeah, and I will say Painting of a Duck is saying I have a lot to release. Good morning, Laura. And so start with some of it. Baby steps and notice how you can release something start with something small. Release something and see how it feels. It may not feel as bad as you think it's going to. Up thread, I mean, we've only been here barely 15 minutes, and Kara said she struggled with releasing some mid-century modern artwork. She was afraid to release it, but once she did, not only did she make $500, which may not happen in all instances, but she feels so much better. And I will get really deep really quickly just for a smidge to say to yourself, that's because she had something she was afraid to do. Your nervous system tries to keep you safe. So your nervous system, your feeling, your heart will want you to not do things it's afraid is going to hurt you. But when you can say, but this isn't really going to hurt me, this is going to help me, and you do it and you survive, you give your surface, you give your feels, your heart, an opportunity to say, hey, wait a minute. I was kind of scared of that whole thing. I was scared about offering up that artwork on eBay, but I did it and I survived. I am alive, and the world shines for me today. I am alive, I survived, and now I'm going to probably rhyme something. Oh, and then I made money, and then I thrived. Or I just feel better because I released the thing that was weighing me down. I feel lighter. Oh, Lori, Hannah, so nice to hear with you. I can't wait till we hop on again. Lori is saying, for those of you who are just watching or who maybe are not watching the threads, Lori is a one-on-one client with me. And trust me, I am not so fakerson that I say to my clients, come up and show some testimonials. But Lori from the heart is saying, I work one-on-one with Beth. If she's on her third package because coaching has changed my life and home. And she put a bunch of exclamation points there too. And the exclamation point is pretty much one of my favorite punctuations because it's just so exciting. So thank you. I love it. And Kara is saying right after, I only know Kara from these TikTok lives. We don't know each other personally or professionally, but Kara is saying, fear has stopped me doing lots of things. Therapy and Beth have given me confidence. Yes. Fear will stop you. Love will get you going. And love is going to get you going in the direction of your destination. That's why I made your destination a little heart over here. I cut it out of like construction paper. Okay? Notice how your stuff makes you feel. And maybe I said your stuff. How about this? It may not even be your stuff. Somebody talks about losing your mom in August. Cat mama. Yeah, going through their stuff. How does their stuff make you feel? Okay? Okay, Grandma D. Trust me. Do I know about books? My dear mother. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom. I will text you. She is 83 today. She has more books than you would ever believe, and she is buying them on the regular. I suggested to her that she slow the roll and actually read them. That didn't work, so she's buying them more. But you know what? It's her life. She gets to buy the books. I do not judge, and I don't want to stop people doing something they want to do. You know? And so I know about the books. So if they you know, when you say you can't get rid of them, that's one thing. I want you to just think of, do I want to get rid of them? Can't feels like, there's interesting wording there. Do I want to get rid of them? No. Fine, don't get rid of anything you don't want to. But if there's stuff you don't want, you have permission. Here's a permission slip. I'm not going to write it down on my hand. My thumb. You have permission. You have permission to get rid of the shit in your life you don't want. Life is short. Get rid of the stuff that doesn't work. Then just by the nature of removing that stuff, what you're left with is the stuff that does work. Okay? Yeah. Now Melissa says, you have a lighter heart. Notice that feeling. Many of us, when I talk to clients about how they want to feel in their homes, they say, I want to feel light. I want to feel calm and peaceful. And calm and peaceful feels like this too, but I love the calm and peaceful up here. Because I am of an ADHD family. I work with people with ADHD all the time in coaching. I love the peace in my mind. When my home looks like I want it to, when I feel good in my home and it functions the way I want to, I just walk around feeling better. And when I feel better, I do better. I make cool stuff happen and I don't even realize it. Okay? A lighter heart. Letting go of something. When you can pass an heirloom to somebody who sees the value of it. Yeah. You know? Painting of a Duck is saying, do you sit with people while they declutter? Not often, but I will say this. Sometimes with my one-on-one clients, when we have a session together, we pretty much do whatever is going to help you. So I often will show them the process that I have. I teach a process so that you can practice it and do it on your own. And also, I will sit with people. You know, I think Christine, I don't know if she's still here, but we were talking about, she's like, well, what about this stuff? But here's the deal. I don't need to see the stuff. All I need to do is hear what you were talking about, and that's going to, the clues, you guys. The call is coming from inside the house. I heard recently that that's a Gen X thing. When I joked the other day about me talking about it on the phone, and I was doing my little, hanging up the phone and picking up the phone, because I'm of an age. The answers are all in you, which is really cool, because your answer is trusting your gut, trusting your body, trusting your self is a really cool thing. And I help you slow down, quiet down, and just listen to the wonderful solutions to your problems that you have inside you. So, yep, guilt is a stopper. Release the guilt, and you're going to feel better. Now, I can say this like, oh, just release the guilt. I know it isn't that easy, but it's also not that difficult. And even if it's difficult, it's a thing worth working through. Because guilt is keeping you stuck in a life you don't want, with stuff you don't want, with people you don't want, with clothing you don't want. Guilt is somebody else's hang-up that they've put upon you. If you had no guilt, what life would you live? Ooh, that's a good thing to kind of write down. Okay. Oh, Christina is about to enter my 4th package. Oh, you guys, you rock. I got to tell you, I love my clients. Like, I was on vacation, right? And I could not wait. I could wait, but I was so looking forward to coming back home, helping people on TikTok Live, and especially helping my one-on-one clients, because I genuinely enjoy my time with them. It is so life affirming and wonderful. Like, my heart is full. when I work with my clients. And, oh, you guys rock. All right. March babies. Yes. Collecting books and reading are two separate hoarders. Yes. So yes, Sign Sincerely, a book hoarder. Yes. Collecting books and reading are two separate hobbies. Yes. My dad was a book hoarder and my mother is a book hoarder. Because back in the day, they didn't have books. They were poor. And back in the day, the only way you could get information was to buy it in books. And the only way and then when you owned a book versus just getting it out of the library meant you had money to buy a book. To have the money to buy the things you want, that's a big freaking deal to a lot of people. It really is. And so when you say to yourself, even at 83 years old, I get to buy whatever I want, that feels good. So I'm not about to stop my mother from feeling good when she buys a book that she wants. Now, does she read it? No. Am I going to make her feel bad about not reading it? No. What I'll do is I'll have her accumulate these books, and then sadly, when she passes, which she will at some point, but hopefully not for another 25 years or so, when she is gone, we will donate all the books or burn them or something. I don't know, Yes, my mom left me with over 1,000 cookbooks, Melissa says. Notice, Gen Xers, people with above us, the old folks, had their own issues about stuff. A lot of that trickled down to us, the good, the bad, the facts of life, right? Let's be the generation. Let's be the people that stop that and change it for ourselves first. You, me, us, you guys, for us first. And when we change it for ourselves, we can better change it for the better. We can have compassion and love for the people that struggle with it, that are older than us and are younger than us. But we can also change the dynamic so the younger generation doesn't go through what we're going through right now. Okay? So there we go. I love this. Yeah, Beth Lassiter, another fellow Beth. I'm a minimalist that lives with a clutter bug, not quite a hoarder. It is so hard. Yeah, so I will say this. My husband is a musician, and he has his studio, a.k.a. like a spare bedroom in one of our houses because we don't have kids. So he has converted it. There is so much more clutter in that part of the house than any other way. I have my studio here. Mine feels different. We're a bit like Oscar and Felix. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Such a snappy song. However, our communal areas, our public areas are more cluttered. So maybe your clutter bug can be, have their place to do whatever the frick they want. Finding a solution that feels good to you, and especially if you're living with people, is a journey, is a road trip. But the road trip to you feeling better, the road trip to you feeling good, that is the most worthy road trip you can get on. Okay? I just want to kind of, put that out. Oh, yay, I love this. I love this. Yeah, and Stephanie is saying, and it's so totally true, messy isn't a reflection of anyone being a bad person. Yeah, it's just stuff. It's just stuff to get rid of. I love it. Cindy is saying, we're moving and you helped me so much to declutter and get rid of stuff. Yes, Tammy, 100%. And I only have 2 minutes because then I have to hop back onto coaching. This is a surprisingly short TikTok live, but I wanted to make sure I showed up when I said I was going to, because I think it's important to follow through on my promises to you and to me. Okay. And Tammy is saying, my hubby talks about his mom worried about money all the time as a child, and then instilled her fears into him. What I would just love to leave you with, besides sign up for the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com, follow me here on TikTok. The rest of March schedule for TikTok Lives is posted, so you'll know where to get that. It's on my thing. Think about the things you're afraid of that aren't even your fears. Okay? I love it. Kit Kat said, took photos of mom's diplomas, and got rid of yesterday. It finally clicked. It can take a while to click, but if you stick up with it, okay, it will click. And when it clicks, that's the most important thing. You can hear somebody talking at you, but until it makes sense to you, it doesn't make sense to you until it makes sense to you. So I stick around with you with patience and love until it clicks, because that clicking is the best thing. Okay, now I gotta scoot, you guys, because I'm gonna go hopping back onto some coaching. But yeah, destinationdecluttered.com if you want to join the mailing list, sign up for a consultation for coaching, And I don't know, just hang out here on the TikTok lives. Whatever I can do to help you, I'm here for you. All right. I'll be there for you, and I will see you the next time. All right.